Hello everybody, welcome back to Minecraft on the Block, the Taggarts. We have a lot to do today, so we're going to jump right in. We are doing, again, the Technic pack, obviously, for any of you that watch it, and for you, those of you that don't, we're doing the Technic pack. We're ever expanding and learning and figuring out new things, and today we got a lot of exciting stuff. So last time we built a reactor, and we'll look at that today as well. I had a great suggestion from, I think it's like Yo-Yo Soso Tutu 998 on the YouTube channel that suggested putting in some Red Power 2 block breakers. So the only thing that we've used to this point from Red Power 2 is the alloy wire, which is very cool. But additionally, Red Power 2 has a lot of really cool stuff. These pipes are not the Buildcraft pipes. These are Red Power 2 pipes. These machines up here are actually Red Power 2 block breakers. And if we go ahead and run our machine like we normally would, you can put redstone down on top of those, which is extremely cool. If we run this now, let's see. I need to put a new sign. This is a new button, right? If I run this, it's going to do the generation of the creation of the obsidian. We should get 3 pieces, I think. There we go. 3 pieces of obsidian. It stops. Turn that off. We clear it. And you guys can see I added an extra piston in the back there to clear that last piece. So we've got 3 pieces of obsidian. Now instead of mining this, we're just going to use, we got this button wired up to these block breakers. And when they receive a redstone signal, they just break the block and spit the things out. Whatever they break, they spit them out the bottom. So check this out. Where are we at? Actually, let's get down here. Watch. So we'll, bam, it breaks them, spits them out, and sucks them up. And this actually goes pretty quick. And then spits them into this chest. So anyway, that was a great idea. I really appreciate that. That feedback was awesome, and that will make actually using the obsidian generator so much better. So let me go ahead and just fill this in for now. Alright, cool. Next, we are going to look at the reactor. So a couple of things, I'm not sure. Yeah, let's do that next. So a couple of things I wanted to show you. So I last time we got the reactor set up and we didn't really do much with it. I learned a lot and I wanted to share some of that with you. So this right here is the it's an crap, I can't remember, MFU or I think it's the MSU or MFSU, I don't know. It's the lower one. It's the medium. It takes up to 128, I believe, current EU. And right now I have this wired up. This is coming all the way up from the reactor. This wire here is powering the reactor, and when it's on, the reactor is off. So when the reactor receives a signal, it turns itself off. So if I turn this on, we should see that right now, yep, I'm measuring at 9 EU. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. We can live with that. We can power everything that we need to power with that, really. But let me show you. Actually, let's go ahead and turn it on so that when we're down there, I can show you guys some stuff. So we're going to turn it on. And we're going to go down, and so you can see I just ran this stuff. It's not really all that pretty, but this is the outside of my reactor chamber, reactor room, I guess. And this is this is running up directly to the reactor. Now, if you use, this is something really interesting. If you use just redstone, you can run redstone to reactor chambers. And so I wouldn't have to go to all this trouble to actually, that's the actual reactor right there. If you use redstone wire, you have to actually run it, or alloy wire, you have to run it to the reactor itself. So that's why I have this kind of funky looking setup, and I'll show you. But this is just the optic cable, or yeah, glass optic cable coming out of the bottom of the reactor. And I'm just going to go ahead and break this so that we can hop up and down just so you guys can see. So yeah, so I kind of had some funkiness going on in there. It doesn't look as cool as I wanted it to. I did add another chamber since the last time that we were here because I wanted to be able to show you guys a couple of things today. So it adds additional 2 rows. Normally you would just have these 3, and it adds an additional 2 rows, 1 row for each chamber. So we've now got 2 chambers. And I wanted to do a couple of things. Man, these things are so stinking expensive. So I got these coolant cells and the integrated heat dispersers. Just one integrated heat disperser is ridiculously expensive. But let's go ahead and grab some of this. I'll put some of this up because we're basically going to want all of the cooling we can get. Although we're not going to go crazy. I'm just going to show you what just adding one uranium cell will do. So like we mentioned before, if we take a uranium cell and put it in there, that quadruples the output. So we had 9 before. We should expect to see 36 now when we go measure it. In fact, I think we can measure it right now. We need to get some cooling going or things are going to blow up. But let's see, actually. There we go, 39. So it's even more. I'm not sure exactly. We'll have to figure out what the math is all about. But anyway, it's a lot. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this, we're going to put these cooling cells in, and then we're going to take these integrated heat dispersers, and what they'll do is they'll take a heat off of each one that they touch, and they'll disperse it to another one. So we can have those go like this, and then I think we end up eventually dispersing out to the hull. Now, I don't know exactly what the most efficient way to do all this is. There are great videos out there. I wish I could remember. There's one by Bad Ash, ASH, Bad Ash Games, that did a great job, had a really cool layout for something that was supposed to be a really efficient and never explode version of this thing. There's one by Nearby Gamer who does actually really good Industrial Craft 2 videos. That he has another layout that's very cool, and you can get super efficient. I just don't need that much right now. So what we're going to do is just kind of deal with what we got at this point. I think we're not going to go much better than this, or not much more than this. So we got 39 EU right now. That's plenty for us. And then you can see that it doesn't actually measure off the reactors either. If you have cable coming out of one of the chambers, it will measure off the chamber, but it only measures off wherever the cable's coming out. So I had some trouble getting it going for whatever reason. It was just a little bit funky, but now we're going. And so let's go back up. And in fact, I was going to show you one more thing. So we'll go back up this way. I got to take some of this stuff with me. I'll just take it all with me. So let's go ahead and plop these back down. I'll show you a couple of things. So I put in, oh, we can't. Oh, that's funny. Well, it doesn't matter. I'll put the door back down. So I actually created this door. This is one of the reinforced door. I used the reinforced stone to create this door. And there we go. And I just put it in so that normally we would come down this way, but just for fun, it really has no effect. If we have an explosion, we're going to have problems anyway. We only got about 6 minutes left, so I want to just show this really quickly. But you can see that we're now getting our 39 up here, and because we're using this glass optic cable, we're not losing really anything. So that's definitely the way to go. It's expensive. It takes diamonds and glass, but it's definitely the way to go. So next time I'm going to use I have a medium voltage transmitter, or actually a low voltage transformer that I'm going to set up, and I'm going to get the power running into our battery, our bat pack upstairs, or bat box upstairs, and we're going to get off of solar power altogether. So we'll go check that out. Hopefully we don't have a meltdown while I'm up here. But I wanted to show you the next thing, which is I've been working on the rats of all things. I've been working on the office. So let me go up here and show you what I'm doing and kind of what this is all about. So just real quick, these are black lights. They actually produce light, but they look black. So they produce just white light like anything else, but anyway, let me show you what I got going on. So what I'm going to do is, that's a mouse of some kind. What I am going to do is put these lights on the corners, and then I have this. I created these blocks, which are basically, it's hard to explain, but they're these basalt covers, and then you take 8 of those and you put them in a square, just like if you were creating a furnace. Actually, 8 of them, and you create hollow basalt covers. And then I was taking marble, and let's go ahead and I'll show you that. So we take our saw and we cut it down in some marble slabs. We'll take 6 of them to start with. We take the marble slabs, cut them down to marble panels, take the marble panels, cut them down to marble covers, and then we're just using right now these marble covers as backings. So I'm just putting that right behind this. And basically what I'm doing is creating kind of a hollow tube here with these hollow panels. And my hope is that, and I actually have seen it, it looks pretty cool at night, it's going to have these lights from the corners shining through, and you'll see the light shining out of these little holes. So that's kind of where I'm at, what I'm going to try to do with that. I'm also using, wherever possible, I'm using panels, or covers in this case, because you get so many more. You can get 64 covers for the price of 8 pieces of marble or 8 pieces of basalt or whatever. So it's actually really efficient. And as long as you, so this is just kind of an interesting thing. I can place stuff directly on this like it was a block. It acts from the top just like a regular block, because I've put it on the top of where the normal block would have been, right? If you go down below and try to place something, it'll place it that far down it hangs, because there's a bunch of stuff in between there. Let me show you, kind of give you an idea. What's really there is this, right? That's the side of that block. So that block, the panel that we placed, is right on top. And so you do have to be careful about that, because things still act a little funky. Just like if you place a half slab, you can't place something, you know, regular traditional slabs like granite slab or something. You can't place something directly on top of it, because it still has half of a slab to go. So when you place stuff on top of it, it has a little space between it. That's the same issue that we have here. What we don't care in this case, because from below I'm not really going to do anything with it. What I'm going to do is actually have from the top, I'm going to build on this, so it looks just like a regular marble floor from up here, and I got a lot more bang for my buck. The same thing I was going to do with walls. If you wanted to, you could place the wall on the inside. You could place the slabs on the inside of the wall, and it would act just like a normal wall. If you placed it on the outside, you would have the same problem, which is I couldn't put anything directly against the wall. It would always be one block out. So I think I'm just going to use normal stuff for the walls, although what I was thinking about doing is I'm going to use quite a bit of glass, so I'll probably have to do some design, but you get the idea. This is going to be the floor of the office, the upstairs office. And let me just go, hopefully we don't get killed, because there's a lot of nasty stuff out here, but let's just go show real quick what this looks like. I think it's actually pretty cool. So let's get up here. Yeah, so you can see that it's got just that's going to be kind of the base of that office building, and I kind of like it. I'm starting to dig the way that our building is turning out. You can see that we got the portal, and now we've got the office building, and so it's going to go up probably 4 or 5 more blocks, and then that is just going to be kind of the base. But the lights shining through there, I think, is pretty cool. So I like that effect. I'll probably play a little bit more with some of the other, like, you know, partial blocks that you get from that saw. But I don't know how many times I'm going to say it, but I really love the Red Power 2 mod. I think it's the most genius mod that there is so far, and there's been a lot of cool stuff in this one. I did want to show, since we got about a minute left, this thing, I don't even know where this comes. I think it's actually like a separate mod. It's called like Shelf or something, and it's really, at first I thought it was going to be cool. I don't love the effect, but you can place stuff on it, and then it's just like a shelf. The stuff just sits there, so it's basically like a chest with 9 slots, and you can just place stuff on it and it'll just sit there. So I mean, we could probably do some cool stuff. We'll put some things look better like that. I think that looks cool. I don't think these look that cool, the one-dimensional things. So we'll probably actually use that somewhere when I make, I don't know, maybe like a trophy case or something in our office. But got about 24 seconds left. The other thing I was going to show you is this pneumatic tube. This is maybe a little bit interesting. You can see that in the top left, the thing that I need 2 of is actually brass, I believe. Yeah, brass. And to make brass, you take tin. Crap, I'm not going to get it right. I can't remember the formula for brass. But anyway, you have to make brass, and then you get these pneumatic tubes, which is basically the Red Power 2 version of these. They're faster, and you just use one kind. You don't have to have 10 different kinds. What I'm starting to realize, and I know I got to go. What I'm starting to realize is that I really do dig all of them in a different way. Buildcraft is very cool. It has a lot of it's kind of in between for me, Industrial Craft and Red Power. Red Power is very just makes a lot of sense. It's much more simple. It's easier. It's just easier to use, and it's kind of more gamey. And then Industrial Craft feels more real. It feels more like, I have to do a lot, the ores and the mixtures of ores, and making the alloy metals to then make the advanced alloys, and then it's different. So they really all do kind of just have a different feel, and I think You know, if I had to say what would go in the core game, I think something like Red Power 2 would go in the core game. I think Industrial Craft should be a completely, you know, a game all to itself. So anyway, I got to go. If you guys enjoyed it, thumbs up. Please leave comments and let me know how I can get better. And tell your friends. I'll talk to you soon.